What's up, everybody? It's your favorite hood healer. It's your favorite hood priestess. It's your favorite motivational dominatrix. It's your favorite auntie, captain, goddess, king, LadySpeech in the place to be. And I want to welcome you back to my channel. You could be anywhere in the world. As a matter of fact, you are somewhere in the world. And you're also right here sharing this time and space with me. And I appreciate that. So thank you. If you're feeling this, if you're feeling me, if you like what I'm doing, if you like what you see, make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. And make sure you hit that notifications bell so you can keep up with these here shenanigans. Now let's get into it. What up, y'all? So today is a getting to know me type of video, and we're going to cover two things I've actually mentioned on this channel in other videos in passing, and then the last time I mentioned one of these things, I asked if you guys wanted me to break it down in the video, and a couple people said they did. So here I am explaining some things. I think I'm going to do a couple of these get to know me videos over the course of the life of this channel, and we're just going to cover whatever I feel like covering. And so today we're going to talk about two things. Number one, what is my sexual orientation and how do I identify in regards to gender? What are my pronouns? So let's talk about this sexual orientation of mine. What do I identify as? I identify as pansexual. And what that means is that I love and I'm attracted to everybody. It doesn't matter what your gender identity is. It doesn't matter what your sexual orientation is. I'm pretty much attracted to people. And definitions are secondary. You know, spirit for me, the way your spirit communicates with my spirit, the way that I'm attracted to you is what matters. You know, I don't really care about gender. I don't really care about gender. I've dated and been with cisgendered men and women. I've been with trans men and women. I've been with non-binary folks. I've been with gender fluid folks. So I'm pansexual, you know, when it comes to my attraction to someone else. Again, it's more about spirit. It's more about how I connect with you. It's more about how I make you feel, how you make me feel. It's more about that. It's more about that. And I find a lot of different types of looks and aesthetics very pleasing. I have about 1,000 different types. So I find a lot of different things beautiful and attractive, which means I find a lot of different types of people beautiful and attractive. So my sexual orientation is pansexual. In the beginning of this, of course, being raised as a Jehovah's Witness, I thought I was straight. So I identified as straight for, I would say I identified as straight outwardly till I was about 18. I would say about 16 I knew that I liked femmes, other femmes and women. But I didn't really come into that. It was about 18 where I was like, no, I'm not straight. And that is when I left my household, coincidentally. I was out of the house by 18, so, and away from my family. And at 18, as soon as I was out of the house, I was focused on healing and defining myself. So, yeah, I identified as a straight person until I was about outwardly 18 years old, inwardly 16 years old. And then I identified as bisexual. Interestingly enough, though, I didn't speak about that a lot in the beginning. And now in hindsight, looking back, I think I didn't do that because I inherently understood that definition wasn't enough for what I felt and for what I wanted, but it was the closest definition that I had at the time. So when I was 18 years old, I identified as bisexual and just kind of lived that life for a long time. And then it was probably, but interestingly enough, I was dating trans people. I was dating and messing with and talking to non-binary people during that time. And yeah, so yeah, in hindsight, I knew being bisexual, identifying as bisexual wasn't enough, but it was the closest that I had to what I felt. Even though I knew that it didn't encapsulate everything that I was feeling. And then it was in my early 20s that I came across, no, it was my mid 20s, mid to late 20s that I came across the definition of pansexual. And once I landed on that, it was over. It was over. I knew that that's what I was. I knew that's what I had always been. It just resonated. When I found out the definition, I was like, oh yeah, that's me. Like, gender doesn't matter to me. I don't care. People matter to me. Spirits matter to me. So yeah, I've been pansexual since then, and I'm probably going to be pansexual for the rest of my life. But I'm also open to my expansion. I'm also open to, you know, my growing. I'm also open to whatever I become. But I definitely think that that's going to stay with me forever, though. So now that we talked about what I identify as far as my sexual orientation, let's get into this gender. Let's get into this gender politic. So as far as gender goes, I identify as gender fluid. I identify as 100% female. I identify as 100% male. And I also identify as 100% other, okay? So I was born a cisgendered female. So cisgendered means that the gender that was assigned to me at birth, and they assigned the gender of female to me because I have a vagina. I identified as that for a very long time. And then I came into my gender, I've probably been into my gender fluidity since I was 18. I've always expressed and owned my masculine aspect. I didn't understand, again, the language didn't come into me until later. But when I left my house at 18, I was very clear. I began to be very clear about who I was. And I began to own it. Even if I didn't express or have the definitions on the intellectual place, or if I didn't have the definitions in a verbal space, I knew who I was inside. And I owned it. So I've definitely been about owning the masculinity inside of me since I was 18 years old. I displayed and was comfortable with my masculinity before that, but I didn't really like own it, you know? Well, I should say I was comfortable and I wasn't comfortable. There were certain situations that I was comfortable in, socially acceptable situations. If I was protecting someone, or if I was standing up for someone, when I would bring a more masculine energy, it was definitely more accepted then. And I felt strong in it then. But, you know, as a teenager, you're never secure in any of your definitions. And so it was about 18, 19, 20 is when I really began to own that masculine side of me. I didn't identify as gender fluid at that moment. I identified as 100% woman, but I was very aware. I was intensely aware of the very masculine aspect of me. And I was also very intensely aware of the neutral aspect of me, that the part of me that was both and neither. And then it was probably, I would say it was about 5 years ago when it clicked and I defined it for myself, when I put the words to it. I had just been living in this space, and actually it was a little over 5 years ago. I would probably say it was like 7, 8 years ago. And what made me really define it was I am a burlesque dancer, and one of my troupe members, she and I have had it, because we're not troupe members anymore, but we had a very interesting dynamic, and we had a very interesting sensual energy between us. And we flirted, and we would find ourselves at parties or like at gatherings off in the corner making out. We would always just be off in the corner. We would find our way to each other. But anytime she would come around me, she brought out this super strong masculine energy. I just could not help to respond to her like that. And she became so delicate and so feminine around me, and I just became so aggressive. It was a very natural thing. It was just this very like aggressive, and aggression isn't the only mark of masculinity. So I'm not saying that, but it was a very masculine, aggressive way that I would respond to her. And she tripped that like just very masculine energy inside of me. And it was the first time I had actually encountered a person who did that, who kind of flipped that trigger inside of me. And it wasn't me flipping that trigger. And it was at that moment that I was like, I'm definitely a man. I was like, I'm definitely a man, and I'm a woman, and I'm other. I'm gender fluid. And so it kind of came together like 7 years ago when I put the words to it and was like, oh yeah, I've been gender fluid. This is who I am. I'm 100% female. I'm 100% male, and I'm 100% other. And I'm all of those things. And also I'm none of those things. There are days when I'm none of those things. I'm the stars and the earth and the fucking air. And then there's days where I am 100% every one of those things. And there's days when I'm leaning toward my femininity. And there's days when I'm leaning toward my masculinity. So, yeah, that's what it is. That's what it is. I am pansexual. And I'm gender fluid. All right, y'all. So that's it for this video. Thank you so much for tuning in. You got to know 2 facts about me. Let me know in the comments some other things you want to know about me. And I will consider putting it in a video. Thank you for your support. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for liking. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for watching. I appreciate you. So once again, you know what to do. If you like what I'm doing, if you like what you see, you know what to do. Hit the like button. Hit that like button, baby. Hit that like button, baby. And also hit that subscribe button. And the notification bell. You know. Do all 3. Triple threaten them in this piece. And I'll talk to you guys soon. This is Vlogmas Day 23. Can you believe that I made it on 23 days? Through all 23 days. I can't believe it. And I'm super proud of myself. We've got 2 more days left, y'all. We've got 2 more days left. So, cheer me on. Let's hope I make it. I'm keeping my expectations low. But I'm actually super proud of myself. And I think I'm going to stick this landing. So here's to sticking the landing. Have a great night. Have a great day. Have a great evening. Have a great middle of the night. Whenever you are looking at this video, I hope it's great for you. Until we meet again. Peace.